Up to $10,000 at ourneighbourhood.com.au. Ourneighbourhood.com.au. Great initiative there. Get involved as we kick off this second term. Fremantle this time kicking with the advantage of a significant breeze. If you have just tuned in, blowing towards the left of screen, if watching on, those listening in, the left of your radio dials, as we're off and away. Sydney first use, Lloyd taken off the footy. The two big men's collide as Fife was wrapped up by Lloyd. And we'll see a thrower. Forward of centre for Sydney. They've been good in this department. Kieran Jack, the hurried kick inside 50. Two pairs there. Bounce evaded Lance Buddy Franklin. And the Dockers a chance to escape. Johnson, left foot kick to Neil, who's had it on a string. Now up to 13 full circle financial group stats.
Looks like him and Kennedy going head to head. Great matchup.
He kicks long down the line. Smith in good position. Thought he might have got first piece. Umpire said no. Paid the mark to Fife, who spins around quickly. Kicks towards Pavlich. One bite, no mark. And he followed up. Kept a cool head in a crisis. Laid the handball to Griffin, who went round the corner. Rampy didn't take the mark. Tip of his defensive goal square. Laid it off to Grundy. Ball bounced at the feet of Smith. Did well. So too Towers, who assessed things in a very brief moment and got a good result too for Sydney fans. Ball bounces out of play, 75 from the Fremantle attacking goal. Ball thrown back in, Griffin in best position. Naismith did well though to edge it out the left-hand side. Chance for Parker, look out. Umpire's going to ping him holding the ball. And a good tackle there by Main. And I reckon he'll fancy his chances at covering the journey here.
With the breeze behind him, he definitely should make the distance. They've started a bit better this quarter, Fremantle. Their main players are starting to get their hands on it. And they needed to. They probably got a rocket at quarter time by the coaching staff.
Cooked the two solid marks in that opening term, Chris Main, but couldn't convert. Two behinds to his name. And he'll have to kick this one about 55 metres. And doesn't look to make good contact. That's pushed away to the right-hand side and through for a minor score. So the Dockers unable to record a major at this point in time. They're four behinds. Sydney 3-6-24, 2 minutes second term. And that on the visit alburywodonga.com scoreboard. And Sydney has now coughed it up once again. Mundy marks and a chance perhaps for the Dockers to kick their first goal today, Brogues.
Looks like that breeze is a fairly strong breeze. Probably can't get a great gauge from where we're sitting. It looks to be even stronger now because Sydney are really struggling to get out of that. They're back 50, which Freo were struggling in the first quarter. So it's probably a 4-goal breeze.
So the Dockers through one of their veterans, David Mundy, will kick from a similar position to that of Chris Main moments ago. Kicks from 53. He kicks reasonably well, but this time pulls it away to the left-hand side and another minor score. So 5 behinds now, Fremantle. Sydney 3-6-24, 3 minutes, second term. And Sydney under siege from the kick-in. Rampy a good tackle, although the umpire didn't like it too much. He's given away the free kick, and Silvani in unfamiliar territory will pick himself up, dust himself off and take the free kick.
Third time lucky from this spot. What do you reckon, Tristan? They need a settler, don't they?
Well, not a noted goal kicker, it's fair to say. Reliable enough defender. He kicks from 52. This one spins well. Marking contest on the goal line in the end. Clark, instead of doing the shepherding work, got a hand to the footy. Meant another minor score. So they're doing it the slow way, Fremantle. But I suppose something that will please their coaches that little bit more, Brogues, is the fact that they're actually peppering Sydney.
Yeah, they look like they've come to play this quarter. They've settled. Their defensive pressure seems up now.
Although Sydney works this one well. A piercing ball from Jetta to Hanbury. Hot and his hammer was Main. It's a good greyhound racing Victoria chase of the day. It affected the kick. Then the follow-up tackle was great.
Terrific.
He's won the free kick for his side, and that's what he's really noted for as well.
Absolutely. He's been a find for him today. He's actually playing really well.
He wants to get play moving quickly. Kicks long, tall timber inside 50. Clark a chance to fly. Fife in from the side. And that one undoubtedly a Henty property mark of the day contender. Henty Bay Beachfront Holiday Park, 5 years guaranteed rent. Waterfront villas available now. And he stands up more often than not, does Nat Fyfe, and it's important he goes back and slots this goal.
Terrific mark, wasn't it? That's how good he is. He can push forward, take good contested marks.
Well, kick from 30 out, 45-degree angle. He strikes it nicely. Goal umpire doesn't move, and Fremantle has its first. They're 1-6-12, and 12 points in arrears of the Sydney Swans. 3-6-24. Visit alburywodonga.com scoreboard. And Brogues, eventually the dam wall's going to burst.
Yeah, look, it all started. That Fremantle's game is all about built on pressure, and Maine's effort, 3 or 4 efforts out there to cause a turnover, set up that goal, and that's how we've known Fremantle play over the years, and they've definitely come ready to play this quarter.
So cloud just passing overhead. Doesn't look like rain will worry us, which is pleasing. Still fairly blustery conditions at Drummoyne Oval in the inner west of Sydney as we celebrate this first AFL sanctioned Pride game. A great initiative by NAB. As Bird soccers one out of the centre. Towers overran it, but then went in and won the contested ball. Did well. Pike off to Mitchell. Left-hand handball off to Hanbury. And the chain of handballs ends with Towers, who threw it. And the umpire, who wasn't officiating, did spot it. And free kick will go back the way of Mundy. 30 from his defensive goal. Looks to pierce the ball up the corridor. Good kick, found Clark. And the players break forward. Subin is his intended target. Ball bounces. He fends off Jetta with ease. Did well, broke the tackle. Has to thread the eye of a needle and does.
Great goal.
Moment of brilliance by Nick Subin. And the Dockers, 2 in the space of a minute.
What a terrific goal. Geez, bad miss tackle by Jetta there. Should have really wrapped him up, kept him on the boundary. He wouldn't be happy with that. But Fremantle have definitely come to play this quarter, and it's all started by their defence.
2-6-18 Fremantle. Sydney 3-6-24. 7 minutes second term for Australia Post. But their ball use much better as well. Both sides around 44 and 45% respectively in that opening term. And you cut them some slack given the conditions, but they look a little bit more precise now that they've had time to acclimatise.
And ahead by 4 in contested possessions, so it tells a bit of a tale this quarter.
So 6-point ball game in favour of Sydney. Pike just stood there, won it down. Mitchell almost into the back of Neil, who's had it on a string. We'll get his numbers in a moment. Ducking his head over the football was Tanner Smith for Fremantle. Umpire let it go. So spinning out of trouble for Sydney. Mitchell releases Towers into a bit of space. Goes round the corner, bounces at the feet of Franklin, who wanted to trap it, couldn't do so. But Sydney do the disciplined stuff. Hanbury to Heaney, who swings it back, and it bent back really purposefully late. Clattered into the woodwork, minor score. And Fremantle wastes no time bringing it back into play. De Boer, right half back, takes the mark. Gets play moving down the line, but the kick not great. And Sydney a chance to build once again. Mitchell off to Jetta, kicks off one step, and Franklin really held off it. Umpire said he was doing the holding, allowed Fremantle through Sheridan to take the mark and get play moving once again.
Fremantle really got their game going. There was 3 around Buddy then, he had no chance. And that's how Freo play. They get numbers back, they make you turn the ball over, then they counterpunch.
As this ball goes long down the line, Crozier the big fly, front and square was Mundy. Assessed the situation, then had to handball off only as far as Richards, who pumps it long back inside 50. Sutcliffe, strong hands. Good mark, centre half back for Fremantle. Umpire said he hadn't come over his mark, so was forced to do so before disposing of the footy. Disadvantage Fremantle really. And goes sideways to Neil. He kicks short to Mzungu. Neil up to 16 full circle financial group stats. Mzungu. So just stagnant stuff at the moment. All options covered as they work back inside defensive 50. Mundy called to play on. And Sydney pressing them nicely. As Neil off one step, goes towards Mzungu, didn't take the mark. Cunningham, strong tackle, takes him across the boundary line. And a good result in the end for Sydney, the reward for hard work.
Fremantle just keeping possession of the footy at the moment, making sure they get a bit of uncontested possession, get themselves in the game, and just Sydney on the back foot a little bit.
3:7.25 the Swans, the Dockers 2:6.18, ticking up to 10 minutes. Second term for Australia Post, but here's a chance for the Swans. Look away handball from Jeddah, found Heaney, who goes at goal from 20 and kicks his first. Swamped by teammates, his first goal in the red and the white. And Sydney extends their lead back to 13. 4:7.31. Fremantle 2:6.18, but as I said at the outset, Brogues, he's shown glimpses and he's going to be a handy player for many years to come.
He has. He had a shot, had a snap from the pocket that hit the post a couple of minutes ago and looks dangerous in that forward line. Great hands by Jeddah, made up for that missed tackle before. He got his team back a goal. Terrific stuff.
Really is the story of the day in terms of the pressure being applied. So often we've seen to date that sides have been rewarded for strong defensive pressure.
It's the name of the game now, Tristan. Every team needs to get better defensively, and these two teams are the benchmark of that.
An NAB challenge footy for McDonald's. New and permanent Southwest BLT chicken burger. Let's raise the bar in flavour. As Sydney wins it out of the centre through Jack. He goes over the head of Naismith, who was nudged well under the ball by Tanner Smith. Dockers have numbers. Heaney did well to really rush that ball out of play and do so subtly enough. And the ball will be tossed in 5 metres around from the left-hand behind post. Sydney into attack. They lead by 13. Fremantle will win the clearance though. Fife just tumbling it out of defensive 50. Griffin caught behind Grundy, who went to meet the footy, but they've given it up here, have Sydney. Although a good smother there by Laidler affected that Pavlich kick, and Rampy on the last line for Sydney. Went short on his non-preferred right. Parker called to play on, so sweeps a handball towards that outer side wing, and Rowan looks ahead and hits up Josh Kennedy. Near that NAB logo, outer side, pumps it long. Goods in good position, but Silvani in the end threw the free kick, and his arms chopped. And he's been most consistent so far this afternoon, Brogues. Although his kick not great for Pavlich, sat on his head. He was strong enough to bring ball to ground, as Kennedy was there to apply the pressure, laid it off to Goods. Now Cunningham in a tight space, assessed it well. Parker the short ball inside 50, and Heaney never really a chance against the taller opponent there, Johnson. And the Dockers defender takes the mark and looks to switch play.
Dockers defence is really taking a lot of marks there and getting Fremantle's game going, particularly Johnson and Silvani.
Clark,
there he is again.
Off to Fife. What about that for a mark?
Terrific mark.
Rampy,
he's hard one-on-one. Look at the size of him.
Gave away the free kick, did Rampy in the end, but it just stuck. Those big mitts that Nat 5 has. And I don't reckon the journey will worry him. With the breeze favouring this end of the ground, he'll kick from 55, although he's got underneath it. And not his best effort. Distance wasn't a concern because he pushed it entirely across the face of goal. Ball off Pavlich's hands, out for a throw-in. 13-point ball game. Sydney leads at the moment, 4:7.31. Fremantle 2:6.18. Visit alburywodonga.com, bringing us the scoreboard today. As Zach Clark showed good mobility, got the handball in the scooping motion off to Neil. But in the end, it was Hill who ran into trouble. Gave away the free kick, holding the ball. Rowan looks to evade a few Dockers, did so momentarily. Had numbers to lend a helping hand as Rampy's look-away handball sold Lloyd into some trouble. A lot of players surround this footy. They dive in there. Subin wanted it more than everyone else, so tried to burrow his way through. And glad to see him not penalised there, Brogues, because he made the football his first priority.
Yeah, that's part of that new rule that they brought in. It was a terrific decision. Might have got paid last year.
Five, third man up, just swats it into open space. Lloyd pushed as he got rid of it, affected the kick too. It sails out of bounds on the full broadcast side of the ground. Fremantle has it, left half back. The ball in the hands of Sutcliffe at the moment. They can go short into the corridor. They love doing this. Ibbotson marks, plays on, and will drive it long. Out into open space. And Atlas was his target, but it was a terrific mark taken by Rampy.
Great use of the body, fair mark, terrific mark. Good to see from your backman taking marks like that.
Then drives it down the line. Found Goods. Chip over the top to Towers. He's looked lively. He's coming up for his 9th disposal on the Full Circle Financial stat sheet. Check out fcfinancial.com.au to save up to $50,000 because you deserve it. As Sydney kick laterally, look to switch play, they do it well. Laidler created the overlap. And looks a handball the way of Bird, who can go short inside 55, front position. Once again, I thought he took a good mark. The umpire said he didn't control it. Now the ball in dispute, and the umpire's going to play a holding the ball free kick.
Yep, didn't make any attempt there, just lied on the footy. They're always going to ping that. You have to make an attempt.
So Parker, the tackler, and the beneficiary will have a shot at goal from 35 metres, right forward pocket. He's about 15 metres inside the boundary line. Parker has so far had 12 disposals, hasn't troubled the scorers. This time he tries to keep it low and just punch it in. But it started right, it stayed there and through for another behind to Sydney. They're 4-8 now, 32. The Dockers 2-6-18, bros.
Yeah, Sydney's still dominating possession. Still up in contested possession. They've it's a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. The game has opened up. There's a lot more uncontested possession going on. But Sydney look like they've steadied after Fremantle's onslaught in the first 10 minutes here.
2015 NAB Challenge footy. Just another way NAB's doing more to footify Australia. Check out nab.com.au/AFL. As Rowan rose high over Walters. Chance for Duffy. Look away handball was errant. Working strongly, Fife once again. He laid it off to Walters, who has a shot at goal on his left boot. Misses to the near side. Dockers now 2-7-19. Sydney 4-8-32. And Richards had to be precise with that short ball to Lloyd. It was. He just chips short, finds Bird. Still inside their defensive 50, Sydney. He's got Goods leading up the ground. He led well, took the mark, and Tanner Smith, his opponent, almost overcommitted. Goods thought about playing on. Doesn't have much ahead, so he'll have to kick long in hope. He does so, but the wind just pushing it out of bounds. It sails out of bounds on the full. Fremantle, once again, a chance to build. This breeze still causing havoc. Long ball inside 50. Main in good position. Tried to mark from the side. Blakely, the quick handball to space. Duffy out the back to De Boer. He was taken high. Umpire said play on as Duffy off one step was under immense pressure. Had a look at goal. Blazed away across the face. Out of bounds on the full. Sydney 4-8-32. Fremantle 2-7-19. 17 minutes second term for Australia Post. And a great initiative helping communities. You can apply now for a grant of up to $10,000 at ourneighbourhood.com.au. As the ball's in dispute at halfback for Sydney. Dockers with numbers out the back. Subin took them on. As we've said, that'll be holding the ball this year.
Yeah, that's that new rule. You want to take them on, you have to get rid of the ball in the right way. And he didn't there, and it's holding the ball. Great decisions.
And a good tackle by Heaney, who pierces one short. Jack didn't mark. Sheridan showed good evasive skills, got through a tight passage as he laid it off to Pearce. He kicked down towards Walters, and the umpire says he was pushed.
Terrific kick.
So Laidler gives it back to Walters, who plays on, runs his full measure, then kicks a wobbly one. Hill going back. Duffy allowed him to fly for the ball. He was caught in two minds in the end, both of those Dockers players, as Richards was just about nudged in the back. In fact, he was completely nudged in the back, said umpire Rosebery. He'll take the free kick, right back pocket for Sydney. Doesn't have much up ahead. Kicks off to their backline kicker in Shaw, who went really short. Now Smith, non-preferred right boot. And again, that wind pushing the ball, not only holding it up, but pushing it towards this broadcast side. Out of bounds on the full. Hill to take the free kick. And he'll just set it up to the hot spot. Forwards fly. Aptness almost. No mark taken. Ball at ground level. I thought Neil might have been taken off the footy.
So, sorry, mate. One player we haven't seen a lot of from Fremantle who's a real barometer is Ballantyne. I haven't really noticed him out there.
And no disposals on the full circle financial stat sheet. They'll certainly be wanting more from him. As the ball's worked to the goal line. Goal was kicked. And I think it was Walters in amongst all those players. Remarkable stuff. And Fremantle cuts the margin to 7 points. 3-7-25. Sydney 4-8-32. Ticking up to 20 minutes, second term. Visit albury-wodonga.com, bringing you the scoreboard.
Great goal, and that's what Walters is good at. He's an opportunist.
In fact, it was De Boer who got boot to ball.
De Boer, was it? I don't know how you saw that.
It was very difficult in amongst 20 players. Just a little toe poke. Got the job done. So, despite the scrappiness, it is a pretty decent contest. Good bounce by the umpire. Fife again out of the centre. This time just tumbles one towards attacking 50. Duffy met it solidly. Hot and his hammer was Laidler. All wrapped up. And we'll see it thrown up on the rainbow paint of 50 as part of this NAB Pride Game initiative. And a great initiative too to celebrate sexual diversity. As Hill had it, then lost it. Ball taken to the boundary line and over by Laidler. Ball to be thrown in left half forward for the Dockers. As Fremantle below us, ringing changes. Mundy back on, so to Chris Mayne. As the ball spins back into play, Griffin did well to hold his ground. Pike with strength. Blakely came through, then lost control of the footy. Good contest, Bird and Hill. Clancy Pearce over the top of it. Could have been taken high. Umpire called play on, so Neil tried to win it back the Dockers' way. Fife had a fresh air shot, but didn't have prior opportunity, so the umpire called play on. Now a chance for the Swans to break. Look away handball from Cunningham. Robinson's handball too slick for Franklin, and it was behind him. And they've undone all their hard work as De Boer was taken high with his head over the footy and picks up the free kick at centre half back.
Geez, it was an ordinary handball to Franklin, one that probably should have run and carried and drawn the play, then handball to Buddy. Probably a bit of a seniority handball ball there.
And just inexperience from young Daniel Robinson. As Fremantle work it to this near side, the broadcast side. Walters takes a good mark, then plays on. Drives it inside 50. 3 pairs in that part of the world. And good mark in the end taken by Grundy. He looks to switch play to Smith. He'll go short to find Jetta. But he didn't have anything ahead, so he has to stop and just assess. 7-point lead to the Swans as we close in on half-time as Jetta's called to play on. So he just sits it up on that outer side. And doing well was Robinson that time. Although he kicked it to the man on the mark and laid it backwards to Jetta, who was there to support. He tried to spear it in the Pike direction. The big man, a little bit cumbersome, as Hanbury got it off to Mitchell, who on his left boot snapped it inside 50. And Tanner Smith is taken to the ground by Kennedy. Umpire having a long look at this, and it's going to be holding the ball. Gave him ample opportunity, said the umpire. So Kennedy picks himself up, kicks inside 50, over the head of Franklin. But he's earned himself a free kick, saying that Silvani tunnelled him on that occasion. So Buddy will line up for goal. About 30 metres out, tight angle in his left forward pocket.
I thought he was lucky there. I thought that ball was going way over his head. Sydney going 50% by foot this quarter.
He might have just accentuated that movement a little bit there, Brogues, as well, but did well enough to draw the free kick. Franklin for his first goal of 2015. It floats, but it's good enough, and it's there. Sydney hits back. They move to 5-8-38. Leading the Dockers 3-7-25, 23 minutes now. Second term for Australia Post. Check out the website, ourneighbourhood.com.au. So the difference, Brogues, being that Sydney's managed to find an avenue to goal against the breeze. The Dockers couldn't manage that in the opening term, and that proving to be the difference at this current point in time.
They have. It's really hard to kick goals down that end, but didn't look that hard for Buddy. Went back and slotted it straight through the middle. Great goal into time on.
As we just wait for the ball to be brought back to the centre. Eventually it finds its way there. And a decent bounce once again. Pike just worked it down nicely to Parker out the back. He's had plenty of it. And he kicks a high ball. It just hangs up in the breeze. And Johnson too tall for Heaney once again. An interesting matchup in the fact they've persisted with it, the Swans. So Smith just drives it short towards Mundy, who wheels around, kicks long. Clark might have a good fly at it, got hands to it. In the end, I reckon it probably surprised him that he found so much space to run at the footy in in the end. Off hands, out for a throw in right forward pocket for the Dockers.
Tough ball to mark down that end with that breeze.
As they continue to press, Dean Brogan providing expert comments today for tatsbet.com. It's your home of AFL betting. As Clark showed good tenacity to try and work his way through traffic. As the siren sounds, and it is half time here at Drummoyne Oval in Sydney. At Sydney, 5:8:38. Leading Fremantle 3:7:25. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back at the thoughts of Dean Brogan on what has unfolded so far and what we've got to look forward to. Decent game unfolding, good crowd in attendance. This is the 2015 NAB Challenge. It's just another way NAB's doing more to fortify Australia.